Nice to meet you here in Alabama.
I'm so surprised that you made it to Alabama. That's awesome.
Same here. Sweet home Alabama.
Been singing it all day.
Yeah, I needed to do that. Okay, I wanted to ask you some questions for our audience. So as you know, the latest updates about review groups. What should new sellers do now if they do not have any audience built in the United States? What's your point of this?
Well, I think the review group situation has kind of normalized things because they became a big crutch. It got so easy to get reviews that people stopped realizing that this is actually all about building a business. And in building a business, you don't rely on one marketing method. There are tons of other things that you can do. So obviously, if you have a network of some kind or you have an audience of some kind, your launch is right there. But if you're out of the country and you don't have that audience, then it comes down to just being more thoughtful in your marketing. You have to pay for advertising, and you can do so many different things. Run Facebook ads or Pinterest ads, build a Facebook community. It takes a little while, but sometimes you can get that going if you find influencers on Instagram, places like that, or just run advertisements to your listing or to your brand page on Amazon and have a follow-up sequence in place that turns these people who are buying, maybe you want to give them a general 10% off or 15% off store-wide, and to stimulate those sales and turn them into reviewers. And the reviews will come in. These are all things you should be doing anyway.
Yeah. And
the reviews will come in, and then you can rest easy because it's all going to work out.
But let's say you have 0 reviews. What would be your first steps in case you do not have any audience in US?
Advertising.
Just advertising.
Crank up Amazon PPC. Price it at really, really, really high value. Here's the thing. The only reason why you're not getting sales with no reviews is because people are skeptical. Mm-hmm. They don't know, there's no proof of concept with that product yet. But if you make the offer so good that they want to take a chance on you, that's another opportunity you have to convert them into a review. So you just have to do that. Price really competitive, make sure that you are the best value in your space, and then get in front of eyeballs. Your conversion rate's gonna suck for a little while, but you just gotta suffer through it until you get enough people buying, and then enough of those people come back and review. And then once you have 10, 15, 20 reviews, it doesn't take that much to get the ball rolling. Then you can start raising your price again. You can start spending more time figuring out how to rank, which is going to lead to more sales that then turn into more reviews because you have a follow-up sequence in place. Always have a follow-up sequence in place. And, and then you just move on and expand your marketing from there.
So from your perspective, 15 reviews is enough?
For proof of concept, yeah. Granted, if everything else is the same, you and the next guy with 300 reviews, he might steal some of those sales. But it comes back to marketing. You just have to be a better value. Maybe he's not offering that ebook that you offer. Maybe he's not reaching outside of Amazon and doing his marketing on other platforms. So it really does come back to business, like old school business tactics. You can't rely on that one service to just spoon feed you the stuff that you need anymore, and that's okay.
Okay, let's say I have those 15 reviews, and I need to make the next step. What would it be? To use a Zone Blast, maybe other service, launching service, maybe more advertising? What would it be?
I think that you always optimize the 3 areas that you have control over in your Amazon. Optimize your listing, and that's a never-ending battle. You might think your listing's perfect, but always got to be looking for new keywords, for long-tail keywords that you could be targeting. So that's something either you or somebody on your team should be constantly doing. Get the optimization tight for the listing to raise conversions as much as possible. sponsored product ads, and that requires a lot of optimization too. You need to figure out what works best for you. Exact match, phrase match, or broad match keywords. You need to find what keywords are converting, and you're going to constantly be tweaking those too, because different times of the year or different sentiments in the market will actually make the keywords that you're bidding for vary from time to time. And then promotions. Regardless of how you get those promotions out there, whether that be through advertising or a launch service. I mean, basically all promotions are getting discount deals to large amounts of people. And you can do that in a number of different ways. You can use somebody else's list, like Zon Blast, for a launch service. You can run Facebook ads, which essentially is the same thing. You have less control over it. You might spend a little bit more money, but if you're good at Facebook ads, that's a great way to do it too. If you know a big marketer with a huge list already, you can ask them if you could borrow their, the PS line in their email newsletter or whatever. There's a ton of different ways to do it, but you should be running promotions to get brand visibility and to increase sales velocity, which affects your averages over time so that you can rank better. All of those things are things you can control within Amazon, and you should be dedicated to constantly improving them. And that's how you grow. And that's from 0 reviews or 20 reviews, or it doesn't really matter.
Okay, as you know, inside Amazon they have like giveaways, like you can do giveaways within your listing right now on Amazon. What would you say about it?
So I haven't played with that feature yet personally, but I've in the forums and the groups that I follow, I've seen some people do it. And what that is for specifically is for getting traction, brand awareness outside of Amazon. Because what the giveaway users do is they tweet about it and they do Facebook posts about it, and that's great because that's more backlinks. That's
the same as launching service, right?
Except that the focus is less within Amazon, it's more outside of Amazon. Okay. So it's kind of like Amazon's version of Thomason, where they're getting a lot of links leading to Amazon from outside. And that I've seen a lot of people say that they really like it because it led to thousands of Twitter followers or Instagram likes, and these are all aspects of a growing brand. And then there's also other promotions you can run too that people just totally lost sight of, like buy one get one free, external benefits where you can put cross promotions about new products at the checkout page. There are tons of tools. You just really have to dig in and find and play around with all of them and see which ones work best for your audience.
Cool, thank you. Actually, I have the last one question. Maybe Joseph has something else to ask. So, outside the Amazon, what kind of channels would you use? I mean, will it be eBay first, or Jet.com first, or something else?
When you extend beyond Amazon, yeah, I think the easiest place to expand to are other marketplaces. eBay is a big player. I know it has a bad rap, but they're working really hard to make their marketplace a little bit better for sellers. They've started charging, they've started offering advertising, like sponsored product ads, which I think is huge. So that's a good place to go. Jet's harder to get on, and you have to pay a service to hook your FBA to it. But
why is it harder?
Because you have to pay an external service to actually hook the APIs, okay, which can be a little complex. And then getting listing changes done is like, they make it the most painful process humanly possible. But Jet listings also rank really well in Google. So even if you're not making a ton of sales, it's good to get out there because it just gets you another link to your brand. This is particularly for people who are trying to build a brand. These tools are really good for that kind of thing. And then of course, having your own website, which I think is important for a couple reasons. One, because one day you probably want to start making sales on your own website, but two, if you have your own website, it makes it abundantly easier to make listing changes within Amazon, because all too often people lose control of their title or something changes and they're like, Amazon, why'd you change it? And they're like, oh, some silly arbitrary rule that we just decided to enforce, and they don't do anything. Well, if you have a website, any changes you want to make, all you have to do is put them on the website, call Amazon and go, hey, I just want to let you know that the listing's wrong. Look at the manufacturer's website. And then they look, the little Seller Central guy looks at the manufacturer's website and goes, oh my gosh, you're right, it's wrong. I'll change it right away. So these are all, these are all things that you should be doing outside of Amazon. It'll help your Amazon business and growth afterwards.
Cool. Thank you, Andrew.
My pleasure.
Okay.
Okay.